So it is -5 here today at my house. Not inside my house, thankfully. And I have a cozy mystery for you guys. So this is The Antique Hunter's Guide to Murder by C.L. Miller. And I've seen this one everywhere on social media and like book talk and everywhere. I think it's been quite popular with book bloggers, myself included. So it's the story of Freya Lockwood. She used to be an antique hunter 20 years ago, finding stolen artifacts and returning them to their rightful owners. But a tragedy made her leave that life behind. So now her once mentor has been killed, and he's left a trail of clues in his antique store, leading her to a retreat at a mansion in the British countryside. With her eccentric Aunt Carol in tow, she's out to solve the mystery of whodunit, but she may also find out some secrets about what happened 20 years ago. So this is C.L. Miller's debut novel. Her mother was Judith Miller, a well-known author of antique guides. So she's well-versed in the world of antiques, which she writes about in this book, including the darker side of the trade. And she actually started out writing originally by working with her mother on some of those antique guides that her mother wrote. So the plot of this book falls into the cozy mystery genre, mostly, with perhaps a few hints of thriller tropes. There's a suspicious death, and the characters are all heading to an isolated English manor, which is kind of a favorite of mine, favorite trope of mine. There is a murder, and there are a couple of serious themes in there, but there's not a lot of gore or blood or that kind of thing, and there's a bit of a playful humor, sense of adventure to undercut anything getting too heavy, which is kind of classic cozy mystery way of doing things. The plot gets going immediately with the death in the first pages of the book, so we're right in there, getting intrigued to know who killed Arthur, Freya's estranged mentor. And we also get little hints about Freya having a complex past herself, so that's interesting too. Arthur has left a trail of clues for Freya and Aunt Carol to follow, and they're like little breadcrumbs. And I found this to be a really fun puzzle aspect of the plotting. It's kind of, I thought that was really good. So there are a couple of chapters from other characters' perspectives, but generally the book is Freya's story. She's got quite the tragic backstory, actually. Her parents died tragically. She has a horrible ex-husband. And then there's this sort of secret backstory that we find out about in the course of the book. And that feeds into the book's mystery plot. And she's also been driven from her hometown for 20 years. So it's kind of a lot. It's not a lot in the context of the story. And I think it kind of works because it gives her motivation. You know, she needs to find herself again after all of this stuff. And she does do that in the course of the book. But it is a little bit dramatic. Like, I think you don't necessarily have to have, lost both your parents to have, a relationship with your aunt kind of thing. So I don't know. It's just something that kind of occurred to me. I did really like that because she grew up around antiques. She's always noticing things around her. So there's like a mid-century desk in one scene that she points out. So just points out in her own mind, and patterned Royal Doulton plate somewhere. And I don't know. As someone who likes old things, and I also like details, I really liked when this came up in the book. So one person's old teapot is another person's treasure. I really liked Aunt Carol. She's one of those people who sparkles and is always up for an adventure. She dresses well. She's a bit flamboyant. She has opinions. She can be a bit kooky, but she's also very kind and understanding and kind of grounded. I have a couple of aunts like this myself, and it's the best. So she was my favorite person in the book. And I also like that she's not weird for the sake of being weird and funny. She's actually like a well-rounded character. Twists and turns in this book, I liked them. I do think it loses its way just a little bit in the last third of the book. The plot works as a whole, but I think the ending could have just been a little bit stronger, a little more defined. I feel like the killer being revealed at the end could have felt a little bit more, a little bit stronger, maybe could have felt like more of a surprise. It didn't feel like a big reveal as to who did it at the end. I feel like we knew who it was because we knew who was involved mostly. It's kind of a small group of people, and yeah, I don't want to spoil the ending because that's the whole point of a mystery. But yeah, it just felt a little bit soft somehow. But that said, it is a debut novel, and I think it's a really, really excellent debut novel. And I think it would make a really fun series. I feel like it's maybe hinting that it could be a series. So I hope that that is the case because I would personally would like to spend more time with Aunt Carol. Yeah, so while the book felt inspired by golden era English murder mysteries, you know, your Agatha Christie and Dorothy Sayers or whatever, it's really more of a love letter to British mystery TV shows like Father Brown or Rosemary and Thyme. It has the small English towns, antiques, nosy neighbors, ladies with adult children finding their second wind in life, big old country homes, and an eccentric character, an eccentric older lady. So I really enjoyed reading this one, and I think if you like this kind of story as well, you should get your hands on this one. It's good. It really tapped into my love of old things, classic mysteries, little gentle humor. So I hope there's more to follow from this author. So this is one to read if you love Antiques Roadshow, cozy English murder mystery TV shows, and classic mysteries. This one's a great debut and a good mystery read. And thank you to Simon and Schuster Canada for the ARC of this one for me to review it. You can check out some of my other videos. I also have another channel and socials, so you can find links below if you want more of that. And if you want to hang out again, remember to like and subscribe. And you can always leave a comment, let me know what you thought, or let me know what else you might want to see. Thank you.